In today's news, Rural Vigilance Police Force charges 43-year-old in Road Town attack. Probe continues. Motion defeated 7-2. WALWYN calls government silence in debate shameful. Premier no confidence was about one man's ambition, not government. Outreach program aims to boost small business partnerships. We have the details of this and much more when Tweet 4 News returns.
And now it's time for your daily updates on this year's Atlantic hurricane season. Meteorologists say that surface temperatures may be a contributing
gather around. It's important we stay informed about the storm approaching.
You're right. Late August to early September is when the hurricane season is most active.
I don't know when the storm is coming. We can monitor regional conditions using our smartphones or going online.
You know, that's right. And we should always rely on sources like the Department of Disaster Management and the National Hurricane Center for accurate information.
Right. Those are the organizations that have experts to provide real-time data and forecasts.
I hear you. But what if the power goes out?
This battery radio even works without power. I just downloaded the new DDM app. It will send us updates and alerts.
Excellent. Remember, staying informed is our first line of defense. Let's make sure we're ready for anything.
Stay informed, stay connected, and stay prepared. Because when you're armed with information, you can weather any storm that comes your way. A message from the Department of Disaster Management and 284 Media.
Hello everyone and welcome to this edition of Tweet 4 News. It is Monday, August 11th, 2025. I'm Ron Grant bringing you the very latest out of Tortola in the Virgin Islands. We have culminated our emancipation celebrations. We hope each and every one of you had a safe and enjoyable one. Happy Monday. The Rural Vigilance Police Force said it is investigating a serious stabbing that occurred in Road Town at approximately 5 p.m. on August 8th, 2025, leaving one male in critical condition. The victim remains hospitalized and is receiving urgent medical care. Following swift police action, 43-year-old Wakimba Letsam was arrested shortly after the incident. He has since been charged with wounding with intent and common assault and remains in custody pending the next available court date. Acting Commissioner of Police Jacqueline Vansible stated, and I quote, "We take acts of violence in our community extremely seriously. The quick apprehension of the suspect demonstrates our commitment to ensuring the safety of our residents and visitors. We will not relent in bringing offenders to justice, and we continue," she said, "to urge anyone with information to speak with us. Anyone with information that could assist with the investigation is urged to contact the Rural Vigilance Police Force Intelligence Unit at 284-368-9339 or share details anonymously through the Crime Stoppers 800-8477 number." Leader of the opposition and 6th District Representative, the Honorable Myron V. WALWYN, has decried as shameful no member of the government debating the vote of no confidence motion in the House of Assembly recently. Now, viewers, the motion, when put to a vote, it was defeated 7-2. Only WALWYN and the 2nd District Representative, the Honorable Melvin Mitch Turnbull, voted yes. There was one abstention and 2 absences. The acting speaker at the time was a government member and could not vote. Only WALWYN debated the motion. During other business, WALWYN said when the opposition brings a vote of no confidence in a sitting government, it must not be misconstrued as disunity. It's accountability, which he said is an important part of building a country.
Mr. Speaker, the state of affairs in this country is not good. And there are some people who could purge their conscience to fit in. There are some people who can purge their conscience to fit in, fully well knowing that what they're saying is not so. One person got up and spoke, but That same person who got up and spoke was one of them who publicly said she had no confidence in the Premier. She said that. But now all of a sudden it's a different ball game. The vote of no confidence that was brought before, leader of the opposition at the time, Honorable Skelton, by myself, with the assistance of the other colleagues, is ostensibly the same one that is here now. And nothing has changed in terms of the information inside of it. And all of a sudden today, it's a different ball game because we want to fit in. We want to feel as if we are a part. And that is shameful. That is absolutely shameful. We were sent here to represent the interests of our people, not to represent no political party. Not to make anybody believe who is not doing a good job that they're doing such a wonderful job because we want to fit in. That is not what representation is about. And when you hear the young people say all the time they're not coming back to the polls to vote, it is for that reason that they're not coming to the polls to vote. Because they see hypocrisy. We say one thing with our mouths and our actions are fundamentally different.
Premier of the Virgin Islands and leader of government business, Dr. the Honorable Natal D. Wheatley, took a swipe at the leader of the opposition, the Honorable Myron V. WALWYN, about the failed no confidence vote when the Premier spoke under other business in the House of Assembly, and although he did not debate the motion like all other members made it reference to, Premier Wheatley said the motion failed miserably.
Mr. Speaker, the much anticipated vote of no confidence was a flop. It flopped and it fell on its face. Important to say, Mr. Speaker, that votes of no confidence do play an important role in parliamentary democracy. And as was stated, we had to use a vote of no confidence to form the unity government when Honorable Foy got into his specific situation. The votes of no confidence are not to be taken lightly. And we spoke about God, Mr. Speaker, and this is just my belief. God is in control, in my view. And that vote of no confidence, even among my colleagues, I believe it brought us closer together. And I was so proud of each and every member on the team for how they responded to that vote of no confidence. But it brought us together. But while the opposition has about 5 members, not one member, not even one, Mr. Speaker, not even one member debated in support of the vote of no confidence. Honorable WALWYN was on his soapbox for about 3.5 hours. A one-man show. And not one person in the opposition, not even one, not even the members of the alliance, were able to debate in support of that vote of no confidence. And on the vote itself, it was defeated 7-2.
The Premier stated that while WALWYN has great talent and is very assertive, he always seems to be in a rush to be in charge. Dr. Wheatley stated it was about one man and his ambitions.
And it seems as though there's nothing that he would not do to accomplish that ambition. Seems like there's no length he wouldn't go to be able to achieve that ambition. He will form any alliance possible. Mr. Speaker, he mentioned I used to be a part of the Virgin Islands Party. And that is indeed true. In fact, he was mentored. I don't know if he's proud to say so now. In fact, I think about Star Wars, Deputy Premier. When Obi-Wan Kenobi, he trained who turned out to be Darth Vader, which was Anakin Skywalker. And then afterwards, he trained up Luke Skywalker. But he was a part of the Virgin Islands Party. And it would seem, Mr. Speaker, when the Virgin Islands Party took him as far as he could go, put him on all types of boards and promoted him, then he said goodbye. And in saying goodbye, he would make comments to one of our former leaders in the Virgin Islands Party, saying he's like an emperor with no clothes. To someone who gave him great opportunity on the national stage, you know, and put him on boards and things like that.
Up next, viewers, forecast category 3 possible BVI could feel effects later this week, and Jamaicans to elect new government on September 3rd. We have the details of this and much more.
Start the year off with more. More speed, more downloading, more savings, and more fire. CCT Fire Fiber Internet gives you the speed you need to keep the whole family connected. Packages starting at $119 with speeds from 300 megabytes per second, super fast, unlimited downloads, even more reliable connectivity, plus free live streaming TV for the family to enjoy. Sign up for the absolute best fiber internet service in the BVI, CCT Fire, and pay no installation fee. Plus, get CCT Live TV for free. You deserve more. Get more with CCT. Life Unlimited.
Orange alert! Orange alert!
Fire is spreading across the BVI. The fastest, most reliable, and affordable fiber internet service is here for you. Look out for fire in these new locations: Slaney, Duff Bottom, Manual Reef, Seacows Bay, Albion, Hannah's, Palestina, Pleasant Valley, and Havers. Fiber is in your area. Call 444-4444 or visit a CCT store to find out more and bring it home. More locations coming soon.
Welcome back, everyone, and thank you so much for sticking with us. The Department of Trade is on a major push, they say, to partner with small businesses to ensure they get the support they need. To this end, the department has announced its comprehensive Igniting BVI's Economic Future Outreach Program, which it says is designed to foster unprecedented growth and collaboration across the Virgin Islands. Deputy Director Dr. Lincoln Bob said during a recent interview on ZBVI they want to ensure the people understand the need to partner as it relates to the development of small businesses as well as the development of the economy.
The Trade Department has really taken on a wide range of programs and stuff. We have recently started the National Business Bureau, which has a host of different things that Mr. James is actually in charge of. And also, we are also looking to see how best we can start to find ways and get feedback on people on how their trade licensing process and those type of things are. So those are some of the things that we want to let people know. We are a whole set of different things like classes, mentorship programs, grants, and all those sort of different things. We want to get people more insight on those things so that, when they come to the Trade Department, they will not only know it as a trade licensing thing, but they'll also know it as something that can actually help with the overall development of businesses. Doing a lot of the training and development and stuff which will actually focus on the knowledge aspect of the entrepreneurs. We also want to start to look and see how best we can get people to look at their finances and also give some support through that, because I know a lot of people will be aware that we have grant programs and those type of different things. We've also started to develop a mentorship program. So all these serial entrepreneurs who are very successful in the BVI and understand the landscape could come and give their advice to people who are actually trying to see how best they could develop their businesses, so that they don't have to make the same pitfalls that they would have made before. So those are some of the things that we have done. We also want to do a business establishment unit where we're focusing on helping people to develop their logos and helping people to see if we're even thinking about doing a 3D printing. Those things are in train now as far as coming and the financing to actually get that kind of equipment coming on. But those are some of the things that also we want. So you could have a one-stop shop as you walk into our department and get some help for your business development. So as far as the classes and everything are concerned, we are looking at September. Hopefully, if we could get the ending of August, but we look most like realistically, it might be by September we'll start having some classes.
And Business Development Manager at the Trade Department, Leroy James, said they want to ensure micro, small, and medium enterprises succeed.
We are working in collaboration with, for example, HLSCC at the moment, where we're developing programs to help in businesses in, for example, marketing strategy, for example, which is very important to know for when you're going to develop your business and how you're going to look at your target audience, your product, your competition, what are the best means of entry into the market. We're having programs as well where we're developing helping businesses to develop business plans, because when you're thinking about starting a business, you at least need to know how it's going to work, where your business is going to be positioned, how does it line up against the other businesses within the market already. What are your competitors doing? What are the advantages? What is going to be your niche? And where you are going to be different to attract your customer base to be successful.
The marketing and promotion campaign will be held in the evenings at 5:30 in each district except ANEGADA and Jos Van Dyke, where it will begin at 10 a.m. The first outreach is set for Tuesday, August 12th at the basketball court in Humpton's Gut. Tropical storm Erin has formed in the Atlantic and is forecasted to become a major hurricane later this week as it passes northeast of the Virgin Islands, prompting early warnings from local authorities. As of midday Monday, Erin was located approximately 2,400 miles east-southeast of the Virgin Islands with maximum sustained winds of 45 miles per hour, moving west at 20 miles per hour, according to initial advisories. Forecasters say Erin is expected to strengthen into a hurricane by this Wednesday and possibly a Category 3 or higher major hurricane before the weekend. Current models, they say, show Erin making its closest approach at about 368 miles northeast of the BVI, adding, and I quote, however, a small southward shift in the track could significantly increase local impacts. Now, likely impacts could include strong winds and heavy squalls, dangerous surf and rip currents, as well as coastal erosion. Even without a direct hit, residents are being warned to expect hazardous seas and strong current slaughter this week. Emergency agencies are urging residents to act now by reviewing hurricane preparedness plans, securing outdoor furniture, boats, and property, stocking up on essentials, as well as monitoring for official updates at least every 12 hours. The Department of Disaster Management will continue, they say, to monitor Erin closely and provide updates as the system approaches the region. Jamaicans will head to the polls on September 3rd in a general election that could see the ruling Jamaica Labour Party win a historic third consecutive term in office. Prime Minister Andrew Holness made the announcement Sunday evening at a mass rally in Halfway 3, where he called on voters to choose Jamaica, renew the JLP's mandate for another 5 years. Nomination day has been set for August 18. The JLP currently holds a 49 of 63 seats in Parliament and is entering the race with a campaign focused on sustained economic growth expanded infrastructure development, and enhanced crime management. Holness has repeatedly pointed to his administration's record of fiscal responsibility, citing reduced national debt, economic resilience amid global instability, and what he describes as the strongest economy since independence. Now, in his March budget address, the Prime Minister also emphasized a more than 40% reduction in murders year over year, along with record low unemployment at 3.3% and a notable decrease in poverty levels. The opposition People's National Party, led by Mark Golding, is seeking to return to power for the first time in nearly a decade under the theme Time Come. After years of internal division, the party is presenting a more unified front and citing strong results from the 2024 local government elections as evidence of renewed public trust. Golding has positioned the PNP as a party focused on uplifting marginalized communities and has pledged to deliver 50,000 affordable homes, provided $500,000 deposit grants for young Jamaicans looking to buy their first homes, and offer full university scholarships, that is, for first family member to attend college. As a recent of a local rally in Brownstown, St. Anne, Golding told supporters of the PNP that they were seeking a mandate from the people not only because of the party's history, but because of the promise it is making to Jamaicans now. The opposition leader also challenged Holness on matters of integrity, particularly over unresolved income declarations that remain uncertified by the Integrity Commission since 2021. Golding has drawn a sharp contrast with the JLP, branding himself as the leader with a clean hand and a pure heart, and accusing the governing party of corruption. The race is expected to be highly competitive, with the outcome likely hinging on around 20 swing seats spread across key battleground parishes. These include St. James, Westmoreland, Hanover, St. Elizabeth, Manchester, Clarendon, and St. Catherine. Analysts anticipate tight margins in many of these constituencies, where voter turnout and ground-level campaign could tip the balance. In addition to the general election, Holness announced that by-elections for 4 local government divisions in Kingston and St. Andrew will also take place on September 3rd. Coming right up, BVI referee to officiate girls under 14 challenge series in Trinidad. This and much more coming right up.
My name's Henry Bosch. I work for PPG. I'm here to explain to you the use of the Deltron NXT paint line and Enviro-based high performance, one being solvent-borne and the next being waterborne. The difference is that one is totally manufactured with rosins and thinners and all the good stuff that solvents bring, versus our new technology, which is waterborne, which is 100% latex. What we're gonna do is that we reduce the solvent-borne with a DT885, which is a mid-temp reducer, and the waterborne uses T494, which is a waterborne reducer. We will today be using either DCU 2042, which is a speed clear, or we will be using DCU 2021, which is a classic. We have here our equipment. We have 8-ounce measuring cups, and we also have our 32-ounce mixing cup. We will also have with us our Venturi. This is a blower for us to dry the waterborne paint, which speeds up the process. The good thing about waterborne paint is that as soon as it evaporates, you're good to go. So now Gilligan will dilute the waterborne paint with the waterborne reducer. We made 8 ounces, that would be 1.6 ounce. It always has to be properly mixed until we get an even mixture within the paint mixing cup. So when we spray, we don't see uneven coats of color. So right now we're filling our paint gun with 8 ounces of diluted paint. We're gonna see how far 8 ounces will take us. Waterborne paint seems to look blotchy on your first coat. Don't pay no mind to that. Don't try to achieve full coverage on your first spray. Excellent. Let it dry. So the process in waterborne is 2 even coats, and then we have what we call a dust coat. Well, now we're gonna have Mr. Brown apply the first coat of clear on his waterborne panel. We'll let it flash off, and then he'll come back and coat it with his second coat to finish it off. As you had seen in the previous shots, we had a little blotchiness, and you'll see some patches. That's all due on purpose to sandpaper to prove that with Enviro-based high performance, all technicians, the body work has to end at 800 grit or plus. Well, Enviro-based is like we're trying to shift everyone into that slowly but surely. The entire west coast of the United States and all of Canada has already been on waterborne for the past 10 years. And now soon it'll be the eastern seaboard, which covers the Caribbean. So when that happens, we'll all be affected. So it's best to start now, start trying and applying waterborne, because eventually everyone will be on it. And referring to technicians, it's less harmful because it doesn't have all the toxic chemicals that solvent-borne paints do.
Welcome back, viewers, and thank you so much for sticking with us. The British Virgin Islands Football Association say they are proud to announce that assistant referee Kenesha Chisney will make her regional debut at the Caribbean Football Union Girls Under 14 Challenge Series in Trinidad from August 15th to 24th. Kenesha's journey into football began by spending countless hours watching local matches and observing the sport's energy, skill, and team spirit. But instead of stepping onto the pitch as a player, she found her calling on the sidelines as a referee. I've always wanted, she said, to be part of the game, and refereeing gave me the opportunity. It's about focus, fitness, and making quick decisions under pressure, and I love the challenge. Since taking up the challenge, Kenesha has dedicated herself to mastering the laws of the game, improving her physical fitness, and building the mental resilience needed to officiate at the highest level. Now, with the guidance of the BVIFA, mentors, and support from fellow referees, she has consistently showed dedication and commitment to the game. Her selection for the CFU Girls Under 14 Challenge Series marks a very important milestone in her career and for the women's officiating within the BVI. Being chosen for this tournament, she said, is an honor. It's a chance to represent the BVI, learn from some of the best referees in the Caribbean, and inspire others back home. Football is for everyone, and there are so many opportunities if you're committed and passionate. The BVIFA congratulated Kenesha on this achievement and wishes her, they say, the very best as she takes her place on the regional stage. Updates available via the BVIFA's official social media channels. The British Virgin Islands is once again preparing to welcome food lovers, adventure seekers, and cultural explorers to the highly anticipated ANEGADA Lobster Fest 2025, set to take place from the 28th to the 30th November. The festival will serve as the grand finale of this year's BVI Food Fest and promises to be more immersive than ever. Organized by the British Virgin Islands Tourist Board and Film Commission in collaboration with the ANEGADA community, the festival celebrates the best of ANEGADA's culinary, cultural, and natural offerings. Already, 9 local restaurants have confirmed their participation, with more expected to join within the coming weeks. This year's event will once again feature its signature culinary crawl format, a dynamic scavenger hunt style experience, encouraging festival goers to traverse the island while sampling a variety of lobster dishes and exploring ANEGADA's unique attractions. With its flat terrain and 13 square miles of pristine natural beauty, the island provides the perfect backdrop for this one-of-a-kind celebration. Director of Tourism Mr. Clive McCoy reflected on the festival's origins and evolving focus, stating, and I quote, "While the Caribbean spiny lobster remains the star of the show, this year we are placing renewed emphasis on the original purpose of the festival, showcasing ANEGADA in its entirety. Now in its 15th year," he said, the ANEGADA Lobster Fest was created to encourage both residents and visitors to discover the island's charm, especially given its relative remoteness from other Caribbean islands, as well as the Virgin Islands over the years. The BVI Tourist Board has supported this goal with sustained efforts from developing brochures and maps to enhancing key attractions and organizing familiarization and visits with international media and travel trade. That is it for today's news roundup. Be sure to follow us for your daily news updates at Tweet4Media and Tweet4BVI on Instagram and X, formerly Twitter. I'm Ron Grant. Do have a safe and enjoyable evening. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Happy Monday. Goodbye.